And you have just crossed the line. End of debate. Report to the cargo bay and remain there until this is over. Is that understood?
Look at that shirt, Miss Matinga.
Yes, ma'am.
That is a Star Trek Next Generation shirt?
It is, except it's the crew from Drag Race.
It is.
Oh.
It's Rue and Michelle Visage and Miss Honey and Carson right there.
Oh,
and it
fantastic.
Says, Drag Trek The Next Generation.
Work.
Where'd you get that?
I love my t-shirt.
Where'd you get it?
I got it from at Swish Embassy. Yes, shout out to Swish Embassy. Where is the merch? Where are the freebies?
Where's the freebies, bitch?
We love your stuff, clearly. But I love my t-shirt. And you know what? I actually, honestly, I'm going to be honest, I was about to bite Booby's rhyme because I loved his Star Wars Drag Race shirt.
Yeah.
Loved it. And I had clicked on it and I was looking at it and I was like, you know what? Me and Booby go on vacation together all the time and we're going to end up wanting to wear the shirt on the same day.
Yeah.
And be like, don't bite my rhymes, you fucking stupid Puerto Rican bitch. And so I was like, you know what? Let me not bite Booby's rhymes and anyway, I'm a trekker anyway. A trekker from the day.
Word.
So I got myself a trekker one.
Are you taking videotaping us?
Miss Bobby Linda is texting me. So I'm just gonna,
Bobby Linda?
I'm just going to send her a picture. Hang on.
A picture of?
I just took a picture of the screen of the three of us. And I'll be like this. Hold up. Let me call you later. I'm recording with these two hags. Let's kick it off, shall we?
Hello.
You know, I thought of a new thing we could do, not for Fire Chakotay, but for something else. We could do our own, like, lip sync for your lunch, where, like, one of us will sing and the other two will lip sync. Shall we practice? Let's do a test, shall we? I'm going to sing and you two lip sync battle. Okay, ready? I'm going to do Roxette, The Sign. I saw the sign. When I looked into your eyes, I saw the sign. I'm sorry, you can both sashay away.
Oh. Well, honey, and then you picture that you pull out The Sign from like 28 years ago.
Which is like a Nazi anthem, right?
Is that what it,
what that is?
Isn't it Ace of Base? Oh, it's Ace of Base, not Roxette. Aren't they Nazis?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know.
All right, well, somebody else pick a song. And
Wait, is Ace of Base Nazis?
I think so.
Really?
Oh, hang on, let's see.
Are Ace of Base Nazis? Oh my God.
What? Bring it, bitch.
Ace of Base Secret Nazi Past.
Girl, I feel like we've been down this road before.
I'm gagging. I had no idea.
Before he founded Ace of Base, the lead singer Ulf Ekberg was a neo-Nazi skinhead.
Ulf Ekberg? Yeah, that sounds a little Nazi-ish.
The internet has left us with unprecedented skepticism toward innocence. In the age of Elliot Spitzer and Anthony Weiner, it seems literally impossible.
Both of whom I would have slept with, just for the record.
Carlos Danger.
Hello.
He started his career as a neo-Nazi. Not only that, but he created a platform for his ideas through his Nazi punk band Commit Suicide, which sang songs with explicit racist lyrics.
Oh, wow. That's
I saw the sign.
I mean, I gotta say, I was never a big fan of Ace of Base anyway.
Don't they also do all that she wants is a fucking baby?
Whoa,
Honey.
a fucking baby.
All that she wants is to put that baby in the oven.
Is another dead baby.
Auschwitz now.
Right, is a fried up baby.
Oh, but that song is about like the welfare state, right? Like bitches trying to get their check by having another baby. Well, Matinga, you're Puerto Rican.
Honey, honey, the only babies you're gonna talk about with me is the chocolate baby that I just left at the swimming pool.
Okay, so welcome to another episode of Fire Chakotay. I am Mike Diamond.
This is Miss Matinga.
And this is Booby.
This is, of course, the most problematic Trek podcast in the quadrant, and we talk about Star Trek Voyager.
Yes.
We sure do.
We sure enough do.
Although I will say that all day I've had Der Kommissar in my head.
Oh, oh, oh.
Der
Kommissar.
Oh. Why?
It's a good tune.
Is it though?
It's a good tune.
Here's a question about music, Matinga, for you. And trigger warning for anyone that can't take graphic material. Matinga, I know you love Janet Jackson.
I love her with all my heart.
I also know that you are into some craven, punchy sex things.
Yes, I love it.
On a hookup, do you ever hear in your head a tune called Fist You Much?
I fist you
Oh,
much.
I fist too much. I fist too
Really fist you
much.
Oh shit, I
Um,
fist you much. As the prolapse
no.
flopped like a double Dutch jump rope, darling.
No.
But that has nothing to do with Star Trek.
Although I will say, listen, if we're gonna hook up, turn the music up, but
So
turn
no
the
one can hear your screams.
so no one can hear their screams.
Right.
But turn the music up, but turn
Right.
the TV off, please.
Honey, we're gonna have some Kitty Genovese action tonight, bitch.
Like, hey, you guys will say like, hey, do you mind if I watch a video? And you're like, oh, he's gonna turn on some porn, whatever. I'd rather be the focus, but whatever. And then they turn on the video. They're watching the Golden Girls.
Oh.
As you put a finger right in betwixt the spine.
Oh.
But then you realize it's a really good episode, so you just stop and what
Right.
you're doing and watch.
And then you're like, picture it. My
Picture
fucking
it.
fist deep in the twisty confines of your hull.
Picture it. A colonoscopy, 1923.
1923.
Assista.
A colonoscopy given by your sister. Your
And that's
sister.
Fire Chakotay. Thanks for tuning
Yes.
in. Okay, we are going to talk about Star Trek Voyager Season 4, the episode called Scientific Method,
Yes.
which Matinga also brings into play on our hookups.
Yes. And I know that we said that come season 4,
We lied.
we were going to cover each and every
We
episode.
totally lied.
We totally lied.
We lied to you guys.
We took a hard look at some of the episodes, and I think that we are going to cover more episodes than before.
For sure.
But just, and including, we're not just going to cover the episodes that we like. We will cover some of the episodes that we hate.
I love talking about ones that I hate.
But then just some of the episodes are just unnecessary. So we did skip ahead a couple episodes to episode 7 of season 4, the 75th episode overall to be shot, and it premiered on October 29th of 1997, Scientific Method.
Can we backtrack for a second?
Absolutely.
So not the last time we taped, 2 tapings ago, Matinga, you mentioned somebody called like Kuka Bluefeather that wrote all Chakotay's Native American shit.
Yes.
What is the person?
His name was...
Not Kuka Bluefeather, Jamaica Highwater.
High Water, for sure.
So get this. I just recently learned that there's a term for people that masquerade as Native Americans within the Native American community. They're called pretendians.
Elizabeth Warren's.
Pretendians. Elizabeth Warren. Akagul.
Cool.
No, they're called pretendians.
Pretendians.
I wish I had known that 2 weeks ago.
Oh my God.
Elizabeth Warren is her moniker is Poker Hot Tits.
I happen to love her.
I do
And
too.
I think she's great. And I think she would have been a great president. Unfortunately, we live in a very sexist country that would never
Yeah.
get behind a school marm.
But didn't you gag at that? Like, that's why all of Chakotay's stuff is so weird because it's not based on recently on anything real. And just recently they uncovered a Rachel Dolezal. They uncovered this Jewish lady who's been pretending to be Puerto Rican. Her name is
Diamond?
For years and years.
Uh-huh.
But she's an activist, and she's been pretending.
She's a professor.
Yeah, she's been pretending to be Puerto Rican, and she's written books, and and she fooled a lot of high-profile people. She's really Jewish, and
Her name is Junior Vasquez.
Honey, no, he actually ended up Jewish by injection. Honey, I mean Puerto Rican by injection, and I forget her name. I feel like her name was Carmen de Puertorriqueña or something.
Oh,
or
no, she had some
Professor.
crazy name like Barbarella de Jesus.
Yeah,
Like some crazy ass name.
yeah, and actually
That's crazy.
a friend of ours, Ed Garcia Conde, who
See?
does an incredible blog about the Bronx, by the way, and this great guy. He said that he met her, and instantly he was like, nah,
She ain't Puerto Rican.
I ain't buying this. He said he could tell instantly.
Wow.
So her name is Jessica Krug.
Jessica Krug, yeah.
Oh, Krug. Okay. Oh, God. What is her name? It's so funny. I mean, we shouldn't be laughing at people.
It's
Jess La Bombalera.
Jess La Bombera.
Really?
Jess La Bombera, which means
Okay.
Jess the Fire Woman.
dancing through the fire. Are we going
But
to
you
talk
know
about
what?
Star Trek
We don't
Voyager?
gotta pretend to be Trekkers.
Nope.
And we don't gotta pretend to be ethnic. This
No, we
three.
sure don't.
Nope.
We sure don't. Do you know what else? We don't gotta be pretend. I can't speak.
It's okay, baby.
You know what we should do? Let's do some housekeeping. Let's get down to some business first. Let's visit this haiku situation, shall we?
Yes.
Okay, Matinga, a while ago, you had offered up an offering to the gods of a Seska action figure.
Yes.
And there was a bloodthirsty competition
A deluge.
of haikus
Yes.
that had to include the word akuchimoya.
Akuchimoya.
We were deluged with responses, but we narrowed it down to 2.
Yes. And I say that we read the 2 and decide who the winner is. We've come down to 2 that made us laugh and that we really like.
Out of like, my God, 300? It was insane.
It was crazy. So today we're going to choose the winner, and then like the winner can slip into our DMs and we will get this to you.
Okay, read them off, girl.
I don't have them with me. You got them.
Mama,
Yeah.
no. This action figure thing was your idea. This is your baby, okay?
Yeah.
Where,
But it's
all right, where's the action figure?
I got it right here, over here. You want to see it? I'll go grab it.
You ain't got no action figure. You ain't got no haikus.
I got it right here. No, you got the haikus. You never sent them to me.
Oh, I completely. Booby, did I send them?
I never got him.
I never got
Nice.
them. Yeah.
I am not going to be humiliated like this.
So I read, like you read them to me, but you never sent them to me.
Hold on. Wait, let me see.
You did not send them.
You never
Oh, I
sent
sent them, girl.
No, you didn't.
Oh, I sent them, girl. Talk amongst yourselves.
No, she didn't. She's getting old, bro.
Senility is an ugly thing.
Yep. She's
Yeah,
like,
so are you in anything sleeveless?
honey.
Oh,
they,
Sophia.
honey, they pulled her so tight in that appendicitis that she had 2 weeks ago that now whenever she crosses her legs, her mouth pops open.
Did you get the action figure? Am
Oh,
I the
let me
only
go
one
get
working
it.
here? Hello.
Honey, listen. Look,
No,
Becky,
you better listen.
you need to calm down. Let's calm it down a little bit.
Boy, I've been told living is the thing to do. Oh. Boy, I've been told leaving you the thing to do. I'm just gonna sit here and sing. Oh.
Boy, I've been told that douching you's the thing to do. To do. But boy, I've been told that you got a lot of doo-doo. And if I get any on me, I'ma be so too through. I'ma be so. So here's Miss Seska.
Fabulous.
Right.
It really looks like her.
It really does. And what I love is you see it says Lieutenant Seska on the card, but then right there it says Ensign Seska. So it's a variant.
Yeah.
The children love a good variant.
Okay, maybe I didn't send it.
It's okay. We still love you.
I mean, I can find it. Do we remember when this was? Fuck it. All right. No, we have to do this.
Yeah.
We have to do this right. Let's pause for a second.
All right. So a couple weeks back, we did a cute little giveaway for a Ensign Seska doll pertaining to if you sent us a haiku that used the word Akuchimoya. After a deluge of responses, we came down to 2 listeners of the podcast, Saucy Opath and Mr. Sparkles, with 2 super cute haikus. And we read them to the 3 of us, and we decided that Sociopath is the winner. So Sociopath, you are going to win this absolutely fabulous Ensign Seska doll. I hope you can see it. It is a variant. So as you see, it says Lieutenant there, but it says Ensign there. So we love a variant. So slip into the DMs, not into like the YouTube comments, because then
Send
everyone
us
gets
your
address.
mailing address privately.
Privately send us your mailing address, and I'm going to get this Ensign Seska doll to you. And congratulations to Saucy Opath for the winner of the contest.
Congratulations with your Wahoo Mahu spirit out there in Hawaii.
Yes.
And Mr. Sparkles, as a consolation prize, Matinga's going to send you a nude pic of himself. So...
Mr. Sparkles, we thank you for participating, and you send me a naked picture, and I might send you a naked picture.
Sparkle, Neely, sparkle. Okay, let's get into this episode. Scientific Method from season 4 of Star Trek Voyager. It opens with B'Elanna hustling around trying to get somewhere.
In a Jeffries tube.
In a Jeffries tube.
Mm-hmm. What's going on?
She opens up the Jeffries tube, and lo and behold, there is 7 of 9. And am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, then. And she asks 7 what she's doing, and 7 says that she's repairing something or getting more energy to the astrometrics lab by diverting it from engineering, and it evidently has caused problems. That B'Elanna was there to investigate what's causing a problem. She evidently finds out that it's 7 of 9 doing it.
And they're a little bit, well, it's B'Elanna's being snatchy.
Yeah, completely. Have you, Borg, never understood the term, like, I'm sorry?
And then she goes, you don't never use the word, I'm sorry, Becky.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I do want to say that they take it easy. B'Elanna does take it, for B'Elanna, she takes it easy on her, because it's a teaching moment.
But she's pissed.
But she is pissed because, her people have been trying to figure out what's going on. I do want to say that we have transitioned 7 into the brown catsuit already.
Yes.
The brown sets off the blue of her eyes.
Right.
And man, the body is so smoking hot. But the face, that face is so...
That cover girl face.
That cover girl face, just beautiful. Beautiful. But they come to an accord. She needs more energy for astrometrics, and they figure it out. But so then Miss 7 dashes, and Miss B'Elanna is in the Jeffries tube doing her thing. So Tom teleports into the Jeffries tube to get frisky with Miss B'Elanna. This is all before the opening credits. Clearly, after the last episode that we didn't cover, where like they're lost in space together in the spacesuits, they fall in love, whatever. So their relationship is going hot and heavy. And then the episode begins. But I just want to say, watch the episode again. And Tom kisses B'Elanna, gives her a sexy, juicy kiss. But like, watch as he gives her that kiss. When he pulls away, every ounce of lipstick that was on B'Elanna's lips is now a clown lip on his face. Yes. Like, look at it. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's all over his mouth. And they're kind of like in a dark corner, but he keeps his head this way because you could tell, like maybe it wasn't the first shot or whatever, but like you could tell he knows there's lipstick all, and there's lipstick all, and all the lipstick is now off.
It might be an acting thing. Like they're not really going to be tonguing each other. So like they'd have to make it look real. You have to make it look real, acting and smushy.
Yeah. And it's just a funny moment.
Maybe it's Maybelline. Yeah. And so they're making out and Tom is wearing her lipstick. And suddenly we can sort of see like it stops. We can see like an X-ray like inside their bodies.
Yes. As
they're kissing, which by the way, I found disgusting.
It was kind of gross. Which is, by the way, whenever you kiss somebody, that's exactly what's going on. It's two meaty skeletons just...
It looked like disgusting and ridiculous all at once.
Yeah.
Which is what sex is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sex is disgusting and ridiculous.
It was gross. I need to go back and look at it. Did they give her like a Klingon-shaped skull, or did they like alter her in some way? Because she would have different physiology.
No, she's got her Klingon-shaped skull.
Were their tongues going wiggle, wiggle, wiggle?
No, I don't think
isn't that LMFAO? Wiggle, wiggle,
you need to wiggle, wiggle. You need to
wiggle. Just a little bit. Acid groove.
Acid groove.
I don't know what's happening. So clearly something is going on because we can see their skeletons and their meat organs smashed up against each other.
it's clear that they are being observed.
Scanned.
But doesn't B'Elanna be like, I want be like? Doesn't B'Elanna say?
Yes.
Okay then.
B'Elanna be like, what?
Wasn't at one point B'Elanna saying she felt like she was being observed?
Yes. I had the strangest feeling of we were being watched. Because I'd be like,
She didn't say, Tom, I'd be like, feel like somebody watching.
Tom, Tom, you be like my lipstick all over your mouth.
And then we get the opening credit sequence. Okay. So they're clearly hooking up and someone's watching them. And Seven is being super efficient and trying to, blend in here. And I got to say that they released her into the main population pretty quickly.
yeah.
She was a Borg like a hot minute ago.
Well, it was 7 episodes. It could be months and months, actually.
Yeah, but still. So Captain Janeway seems a little bit under the weather and a little tense.
Well, it's that rare time that you see that the bun is kind of messy.
Yeah, strings of hair are a little off.
And she's just like serving like aggravated face and exhausted for real.
And her color's off, and you could just tell like she's off, and she's like, and she's testy, like she's in a bad place.
Right, and her and Chakotay are on the bridge, and there's like there's a binary star system. And Catherine's like, I'm just too tired to deal with it. I don't give a shit about some stars. I got a headache. Basically.
You deal with it. And like he's like, oh, okay.
He's kind of into it, right?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And
yeah.
The captain be like, I'm taking a nap. So they're gonna go through the stars, or they're gonna observe the stars, or
they gotta stay away from the binary star because they could get drawn into it and burn out.
Were they near Tatooine, which is a binary star system?
Very true.
Oh my God! Do you think there's ever been a tattoo shop called Tatooine?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Probably.
Right?
Yeah. The honey, their tattoos are dusty,
and sandy, and old.
They don't use ink. They use blue milk. It's very, very pale tattoos. So
there's such a thing as blue milk at
Disney.
Oh, please don't say
at Disney.
Oh God.
At Disney, you can have real blue milk. But Booby, have you had the blue milk?
No.
Or the green milk?
No, but I want it.
It's
you
disgusting.
need some milk.
You need to drink some milk.
Oh, he needs some milk.
We need to focus on Star Trek Voyager, which we're not doing. Okay. So Janeway has a headache. B'Elanna and Tom trying to carry on in engineering.
An engineer upstairs.
Yes.
Right. Well, have you guys seen that thing where the girl is going, yo, if you go to dinner with a guy and he buys Coca-Cola or some lasagna, that's mad luxury and we fucking.
Yeah.
We fucking.
Hey, yo, if a guy takes me out to a restaurant and he orders a Coca-Cola or some lasagna, then that's mad luxurious and we fucking.
I feel like that was like going through B'Elanna's head when she was like, yo,
I'd be like,
meet me up at my private workstation, bring some Coca-Cola and some lasagna because it's mad luxurious and we fucking.
And that's class.
That's class.
That's class.
But while they're up there doing that, Tuvok stumbles in.
He catches them. And I have to say that they're like, dude, like you're two senior officers.
Right.
Like you're being a little too risque about it. But we actually
the crew's hip to it. They're kind of looking like
everybody knows.
Yeah.
But who's to say that they aren't being manipulated in some way to act more risque?
Like their hormones
are being manipulated. That's actually a theory.
Right. Well,
That's a theory. Yeah.
Although when they hooked up in the episode where they were floating in outer space, it was because of oxygen deprivation. It's like, come on, you guys, do or don't here.
Listen, Lord knows that a dude has choked me out right before I sucked his dick, and that oxygen deprivation, it does something for it.
It was mad luxurious. It was mad luxurious.
So you want to suck that dick? You want to suck that? It's okay, I'll suck the dick.
I just wanted the lasagna.
Yeah, I just want the lasagna. That's class. That's class.
I want you that was a Coca-Cola. So.
Oh my God, I just made myself so dizzy.
That's what she said. So Tuvok walks in being very Tuvok. He's very Tuvok this whole episode.
Tuvakian.
He's
very
very
Tuvakian.
Tuvakian.
And Tom is like, yo, I'm trying to hit that, but like, we could just keep that between us
But can we
bros,
keep it
right?
between us? And he's like,
And-
can we?
Can we? So then there's a big staff meeting with everybody. And Captain Janeway says, B'Elanna and Paris, I want you to stay a minute. And Tom is like, thanks, Tuvok. And Tuvok,
After she dismisses everybody.
And
Yeah.
Tuvok doesn't even look back, darling. He just
Tuvok
keeps
throws
walking.
him such a shady look.
It's like,
Like, and what? Yeah, I told, catch it.
what you on do?
What you thought? Oh, you thought I had your back? Nice.
but you know what? Ensign Wildman is having a fucking baby.
Where is Ensign Wildman, by the way?
She's
He
around.
disappears.
But
For like
she's
a couple of
around.
years.
Yeah.
She's
Right.
around. But she's around because they mention her
All the
during this
time.
episode. They mention her all the time. But like, listen, people are going to hook up, and they get a lovely dressing down from
Kathy
the captain.
Reed.
But you consider yourselves under orders to use better judgment about it. Is that understood?
But I think that it was too harsh, and I think that if
Oh,
she
it's
had been
fabulous.
if she had been in her right mind, she would have taken it down a notch. She
Right.
would have still taken them down a notch,
Right.
but it would have been more like kids.
Right.
Just
Get
be
it
chill.
together.
But she dresses them down hard. But you notice that they walk out and they're like, "Fuck it."
But they walk
We're
out in
doing
separate,
this.
But they walk out separate exits.
They do, but they're like, "We're doing this."
Yeah, but
We're
the
doing
captain's
this.
like, you want to butter that biscuit, that's your business. But I'd be
Yeah.
like, my head hurts. Cool it, kids. Okay.
But where's my cup? Where's my
Dismissed.
coffee? And where's my buttered biscuit?
Ain't nobody touching my pecan pie. What?
Chakotay, you're 70 years old. Come in here and butter this biscuit.
But I love when Tom is like, but Tuvok, she's like, Tuvok said nothing. It's like,
He
oh,
said nothing. The whole crew knew.
yeah,
The whole crew knew.
yeah. They're not very
Exactly.
discreet.
Right.
But so she's got a headache, and then Chakotay's in his quarters doing
like a,
Dreamcatcher thing, okay, that Jamaica Highwater wrote for him. It's beautiful. Anyway, so
that
Chakotay,
Jamakalaka Makahini ho.
Makahini Ho. By the way, I love the sink that Chakotay has like that sort of like pebble
Yeah.
Nice.
look to. Isn't it cool?
Yeah.
At first, I thought he had little tiny like pearlescent ice cubes in there or something.
So did I.
too.
It
Yeah.
was really cute. So he's washing, and then he sees some like hair in the sink, and then he looks up and just basically pushes a side mohawk stripe across
Yup.
his scalp. And I gotta say, with that stripe, looking sexy, looking like Mad Max hot, sexy desert. He gonna choke you out and fuck you dry, lasagna shit. Yes.
Yeah, but like
Coca-Cola.
that straight man didn't scream, but you know that like a gay ensign would have been like,
My hair.
But he looked good though with that little. Better whip out that Coca-Cola shit.
Yes.
Anyway, but the next time we see him, he's not looking so good.
Oh, he looking old.
He's looking old, and also that makeup they did on him, he looks like an alien.
Yeah.
Like, why are his
Yeah.
eye sockets so big?
Actually, if you've ever seen the episode of Family Guy where Peter is super old and about to die, and the son, what's the son's name? The baby. I forget the baby.
Oh.
Stewie. And Stewie's a grown up and comes to say goodbye to his dad.
Yeah.
He looks just like the dad.
Chakotay.
It ain't looking cute.
Chakotay looks just like he's just like old and bald.
So Chakotay's in sick bay, looking old and bald and Family Guy-ish.
And now suddenly, a lot of different crew members are having a lot of different issues.
Well, not
Not
yet.
yet,
though,
not yet.
Not yet. First,
Because-
it's just Chakotay looking old, and then
We go
while
to
the doctor's
kitchen,
trying to
to the
figure
mess
that
hall.
out, we're over at
Okay.
Neelix's cafe, and Tom
Oh,
and
yes.
Harry, and Harry wants some kind of Coca-Cola pie, leftover Coca-Cola pie or something. Neelix is like, well, I got this fresh scrambled eggs for you. And then there's a clattering, and Neelix is on the floor, and Tom is like, Tom to doctor, medical emergency.
Sick bay.
Why don't I just take him? Why you got, anyway.
Well,
So
maybe
Neelix-
he can't move or something.
Neelix is having some issues. He's looking real,
Spotty.
Spotty,
little spotted on like extreme vitiligo, darling.
like a spotted dick.
A little bit of giraffe action there, darling.
Yes.
And then he apparently looks like a mycelium. What is he called?
My mycelium.
Which is some other alien that happens to live near Talax,
Right.
and who was his great grandfather was from that planet.
And so the doctor figures out that their DNA is being manipulated.
Right.
Right, but he figures it out because suddenly it's not just one person that's sick. Like the captain is getting incredible migraines. Chakotay's super ill. Now there was an ensign that comes in that has something on her face. So clearly, like, something is starting to happen. So him, B'Elanna, and Seven start trying to figure out stuff, and it's B'Elanna that figures out. They do like this incredible deep scan of the DNA,
a magnification
of the DNA, and they find a little, almost like a barcode,
right,
on a little tiny strand of DNA. And what they figure out is that is a piece of technology that is sending out a signal and also manipulating the genetic code. And they realize, the doctor and B'Elanna, we're being manipulated. This is an assault. And they go to try and inform the doctor, the captain, excuse me. But before that happens,
B'Elanna's incapacitated, and the doctor disappears.
They try and delete him.
And B'Elanna is like wicked sick and out of commission, like out of nowhere, of course.
Because clearly they were being watched in that moment.
Right.
But
right.
they couldn't be seen.
Now, before we go too far ahead, we skipped over something really funny in the beginning when the captain's getting a massage from the doctor.
Yes. And it's all these comedy beats.
Her face and her line readings are hilarious.
Yeah.
Your body is crying out for mercy.
It certainly is right now. There must be some easier way to do this, Doctor. A hypo spray, maybe?
Always looking for the simple fix. Sometimes there's no substitute for intensive osteopathic pressure therapy. You're fortunate to have a masseur who can work all day without tiring you.
Bridge to the captain.
Commander, unless this is an emergency, my patient is unavailable.
I'm here, Chakotay. What is it?
Not having it.
He's digging into her back.
Not a
She's
flattering
really good.
angle, but she pulls it off.
Yeah.
She pulls it off, and like she's giving him that look like, ugh.
Right. It's a very funny little pairing for them two.
Yeah.
There's also a scene, not in the beginning, I'm not sure where it happens, where Neelix and Chakotay are comparing old people's problems.
Old man problems,
like,
right.
well, you think you're going blind. I have
At least you have
arthritis.
hair.
I used to have it.
But it was kind of funny. Like,
It
I
was
think they were playing it
adorable.
for comedy, yeah. Because they're like, oh, no, my back. No, you this. Yeah.
My pussy, my crack.
It was like two old men
Exactly.
on a bench, like on a park
And-
bench.
And, like, is that the last time you see Chakotay? Because I don't think you see Chakotay again after that scene in the rest of the episode.
I don't think
I think
so.
he's too old. You don't see him at the end on the bridge.
You're right.
I don't
I
think,
think
you
he's
see him
just
again.
fucking old. Yeah, because
I don't think you see B'Elanna either,
You got to fix him.
or Neelix.
You don't see Neelix.
They're
I think you see
they're out of
B'Elanna.
commission.
Right.
B'Elanna's on the bridge at the end.
Is she?
Yeah, I think she is.
Anyway, so Janeway
so
calls
they-
a meeting.
They figure out they're being used for medical research.
Well, so Janeway calls a meeting, and then Seven hears the doctor in her head, like, listen,
Right.
he's saying, I'm in your audio implant. Meet me in holodeck 2. Don't tell anyone else you can hear me.
Seven looking angelic.
Oh, she's so gorgeous.
Just angelic.
So she goes to the holodeck where he's in a Renaissance holonovel painting people. I don't know why.
He's in the Maestro's scenario.
Right.
Burn that set down, please.
Yeah.
I know.
And so he remembers that B'Elanna said adjust the frequency to 0.15 or whatever. So they do that with her ocular implant so she can see the
Things-
aliens.
Right.
She's stalking the hallway on a mission. She can see these aliens that nobody else can see because they're sort
And
of out
they
of
don't-
phase.
And they don't know that
But
she can see them.
Right.
Right. And she's
One of
got to
them-
keep it on the
One of them
kibosh.
sticks a tubule in
A
her
probe.
chest
Yeah, she has
in the
probes.
turbo lift, and she looks pissed,
But she's trying to keep it cool.
but keeping
She's
it
like-
together. Right.
Yeah.
And so
And also, it looks like instruments of torture. People are wearing headgear.
oh,
Yeah.
she goes to see Janeway, and Janeway's got
Yeah.
like needles sticking in her
Needles in her head, and that's why she's got such a bad migraine. So she can't even share the information
Right.
with the captain because the captain's being surrounded by these scientists
Studying
running these
her.
horrific experiments.
And also, I love that the captain's also a little salty with Seven.
Is that all?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that it?
Is that why you came here?
Is that all?
She's salty down.
That all
She's-
there is.
Is that all?
Is that all there is? 7.
Yeah, honey, the the choach is not happening.
Honey, it's not
happening for
well,
Miss
and
Janeway.
she can't sleep. She has headaches, and her bun is undone, and so.
And they're specifically trying to stress her.
Right.
They're trying to see how
Right.
far can we
Well, we
push
figured
her.
that out later.
Yeah.
Right. So 7 and the Doctor figure out a possible plan to expose the aliens, which involves 7 overriding a power supply or something.
But fucking Tuvok
catches her, because Tuvok being Tuvok be like Tuvok.
Tuvokian.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, Tuvok, I just need you to trust me. And he's like, move away from the panel.
Step away.
He's not playing.
When it was all said and done, I would have gone back to Tuvok and been, see, you should have fucking trusted me.
Although from his perspective, he's doing his job. Remember, she's tried to sabotage them before.
Right.
And it's very early in her tenure.
Super early. So it makes sense for him. But she's able to rigmarole the whole thing to expose one alien at least and have a gun on her.
Right, like because she can't accomplish her plan, she decides to shoot one of the aliens with Tuvok's phaser to bring that alien out of phase, and so that we can see that alien. And that, by the way, that alien is snotty and unbothered.
They are
patronizing, and like, yeah, we're experimenting on you. Yeah,
what about
die.
It?
What about it? We might do damage, and you know what? There's nothing you can do. And I have to say that when Janeway walks into the brig,
she ain't having it,
because she looks angry and she's not to be, and tired and exhausted, and does something almost unthinkable. She attacks the prisoner.
There's been a great difference of opinion about how much more strain you can bear. Not much.
Was up against the wall.
But I
thought that was amazing.
I wish it had been even more aggressive.
She had punched her, like bloodied her.
Right.
Yeah.
And by the way, this alien race of middle-aged lesbians in house coats?
Yes. Androgynous middle-aged lesbians.
I just love when the one in the brig says to her, "Captain, please."
Captain, please, you're exaggerating the situation.
Yeah. She's like, there's nothing. Listen, either you accept what we do, or, there's nothing you can do. And we're going to do our experiments.
There might be some deformities.
Yeah, and some fatalities. But
we'll share our information with you. Like, how dare you?
Right.
Like, it's you're being assaulted, tortured, mauled.
Yep.
And they're saying you just got to live with it.
In the name of scientific research.
In the name of science.
Right.
Which is, you know what? And Catherine explains back, no, we're not like you at all.
These lab rats are fighting back.
Yeah. And then one of her crew dies an ugly death.
Oh.
Yeah.
On the bridge.
One of Janeway's crew. And then and I think that Janeway, who's always pretty close to snapping anyway,
right?
She snaps and does something crazy, unpredictable.
So they've been pumping up her dopamine to make her aggressive.
So she's like, "You want aggressive?
Oh, here it comes. Right.
I got aggressive.
Catch me outside."
So her and B'Elanna, B'Elanna get crazy and do WAP on the bridge.
Trust.
Like. I was like, ooh,
bipolar
went there.
Pussy. Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Klingon ass pussy.
Klingon ass pussy. Well, knowing their physiology, that may be exact.
Yeah.
Maybe they got ass pussy. Who knows? So, even though the aliens are watching them, the crew is still trying to figure out a way to shake them off, and I guess these experiments
they can't do it. They can't figure it out.
And so Janeway decides to take the ship into the middle of the binary star system.
To fly it into the binary star. And she's trying to fly it in between the two stars, but the gravitational forces could crush the ship
like a tin can.
Like a tin can anyway. And so, go on. I'm sorry.
No, I was hearing you speak.
And so she's flying into it. She looks all crazy. The crew is like, this is going bad, and we're losing integrity
What you
here,
doing?
da 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 da.
And
so
Tuvok's
suddenly,
like, yo, calm your ass down, lady.
Tuvok is like, listen, you just performed WAP. I don't know what's going on.
Right.
So one of the aliens appears and says, listen, you think you're going to frighten us? She's like, you wanted to push my dopamine levels and to make me do something crazy? Well, here it is.
Because the aliens threatened to kill all of them in an instant.
And she's like, yeah, but you'll die too because
Right.
I've locked out. And so it becomes like a game of chicken.
Right.
Who is going to, yell chicken first?
Right.
And the alien is like, we'll kill all of you. The alien thinks she's not going to destroy her ship.
Mm-hmm.
She's not going to hurt her crew. But what she doesn't know is this is Captain Catherine Janeway.
And she hasn't had coffee or sleep in 4 days.
Yeah. She'll kill everybody. She'll kill everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And, they fly but in between the two stars. Betwixt the two cheeks of the stars. And the
That's
aliens
what they should have called this episode, Betwixt Two Cheeks.
Betwixt two cheeks.
Yes.
Honey. And the aliens say, fuck it, this bitch is crazy. We caused too much damage. We dashing, and they dash, destroying I guess there were 2 cloaked ships on Voyager. They both decloak and fly off. One of them gets destroyed.
One blows up immediately.
And one flies off.
Right.
And then Voyager has to
keep on going.
And it's like a question as to whether or not, but of course Voyager survives.
Because the temperature of the hull is like 39,000 kelvins.
Kelvins.
Right.
Exactly. It's not
really
the
high
Kelvin
Kelvin.
timeline, but it's the Kelvins.
Yeah. But they make it through.
They totally make it through.
And the doctor is able to undo all the damage that these experimenters have wrought on the crew.
Yeah.
Except for the one dead one.
Right.
Except for the one dead one. Yeah. Yeah. But
now, how many crew members were on Voyager when it first started? It's
like 150 or something?
Not a lot. Maybe 150, not counting the Maquis.
And then how many did they lose? They lost Mariah Carey.
They lost Mariah Carey. They
Hogan.
lost Hogan. They lost Suter.
Seska. Plus other people have died in battles.
But they also bring, and they lost Cass. But they bring on 7 of 9. Naomi Wildman has a baby.
All the Maquis. So I think they're probably holding at about
150.
150
kelvins. Yeah.
And then at one point they mentioned how many
licks?
How many rooms are on Voyager?
Oh, yeah.
257.
Right.
257 different rooms on Voyager.
Right.
But that's kind of small compared to, say, the Enterprise is huge.
But the engineering could be considered a room, and it's rather large.
And it's a multi-story room.
Right.
Cargo bay can be a room.
Yeah. 257 different rooms.
How many do you think Enterprise has?
Enterprise has a crew of over 1,000,
but they don't all get their own quarters.
They don't all get their own quarters, but that's a Galaxy-class starship that's meant for deep space long missions. I mean, it's enormous.
Yeah.
Enormous.
They have holodecks, right?
Holodecks. I mean, a Borg cube makes them all look like little trinkets, like little nothing.
Speaking of Borg, I thought that 7 was outstanding in this episode.
Yes.
I thought that she held her own and integrated with the crew very nicely.
Stayed very calm,
very
in control.
Chill.
Yeah.
Very chill. I think it's the beginning of the 7 of 9 show, which I'm totally okay with.
Yeah.
Like from this point onward, it's definitely all about 7. But I thought that she held it together, and it still has that teamwork feeling. She's working with the doctor. She's trying to make it happen.
B'Elanna has her piece in there too.
Yeah, I thought it was good. I mean, I thought it was fun. And then, of course, I don't know what happens with these aliens. The one ship gets away. I don't know if they ever turn up again. I don't think so. But they were shady.
Yeah, and like
unapologetically shady.
And it says something about the Federation that, because other people would be like, we're going back and getting some revenge. But not the Federation. The Federation is like, we'll just leave them in their little place in the universe.
Right.
Other people, the Klingons would have been like, we're going back and killing everyone.
Revenge.
Yeah, we're going to kill all of them.
What it made me think was, the human race does experiments on
Animals.
chimpanzees,
and people. The
And
Tuskegee experiment, the whole the blood
Puerto Rico
experiments.
right?
That they tried to that they took Puerto Rican women from the 40s all the way to the 70s, and they would
sterilize them.
They would sterilize them. You heard about that, Michael, right? That's not only genocide. There's another word. It's like where you're
It's
trying
torture.
It's
It's eugenics.
Eugenics.
That's eugenics.
And they didn't tell these women that they were sterilizing, that they would just not be
Right.
able to have children again.
Right.
And since they were poor, so listen, this is what people do. This
People do this.
You can do that,
You can do that.
But so to this alien race, the crew of Voyager, were a lesser,
Lab rats.
a lesser, like chimpanzees, mice, whatever racist notions people have. So I'm not advocating it, but I'm like, I see where that was coming from. Like, to them, it was just a science experiment. They weren't trying to be mean.
They were trying to save millions of people.
They don't think of humans as the same level as they're on.
As a chimp or something like that.
Yeah, they don't. It wasn't even a thing to them.
Then why do you call my mother Carmine Panzi?
Well, bitch, if she stopped eating bananas and hanging out in trees, bitch.
Uh-huh. And I'm going to call you Mrs. Hemsworth.
What about it? Me?
What about it? What about it?
What about it?
You mean Leona Helmsley, right?
I mean Leontine Price.
Anyway, I enjoyed this episode. I think it's a solid season 4 outgoing. I'm going to give this episode 3 out of 5 hot Kelvins.
I enjoyed this episode. I have to say that on this episode of Fire Chakotay, we didn't really discuss that episode very much. We just discussed everything else.
Well, because we spent like 4 hours trying to find this fucking haiku.
But I really, I watched this episode this morning, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I have to say, I really super enjoyed it. It was really good. And I'm going to give it like a solid 3 and I'm gonna give it a solid 3 and
Oh my God.
What's more than half?
3/4.
I'm gonna do a solid 3 3/4 Leola root.
I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give it a solid 4.
Interesting. Captain, please.
You know that a solid
Alkagul.
You know, if you were presented with a solid 4, it wouldn't do too much to you.
You'd be like, that's not
solid
mad
4 is just wounding you everywhere but the right place.
Be like, honey, I'm tertiary adjunct to Miss. Oh no, you better don't, and you got to keep that away from me.
Better don't. I really enjoyed this episode a lot.
Keep those nuts away from my face.
Now.
So wait, what's the score then?
7, 10 3/4 divided by 3. I don't know, 3.9 or something.
So good episode.
These lab rats are fighting back.
Remember to rate and review us on your podcast platform of choice, and we're going to read one of our reviews right now. Matinga, take it away.
Yes. So this was a 5-star on 04/12/2020 from Kuya Woodby, and they said, look forward to hearing more of this podcast. Take the best parts of Siskel and Ebert and the Men on Films, 2 snaps in a circle, sketch on In Living Color, sprinkle with the wit, wisdom, and charm of Dorian Corey, and mix in the ultimately fabulous and knowledgeable hosts who are huge Trek fans, and you have yourself this amazingly funny and unique podcast. This show is insightful, humorous, and a refreshing take on the podcast by episode genre from folks who have their own distinctive relationship to the Trek universe. I look forward to future episodes, and I highly recommend giving these folks a listen. Thank you, Kuya Woodby. Thank you,
Kuya.
Word.
Thank you, Kuya Woodby. And you know what? Completely accurate, too.
Hello.
Thank you,
That's
girl.
Dorian Corey.
Honey,
Yes.
kumbaya, Kuya.
All right, Jamaica High Water, you better do it. So listeners, feel free to leave your own review, and we might just read it on the air. And don't forget to hit us up on Patreon and or Venmo. We are Workshop, WERQSHOP. And we have merch, Fire Chakotay merch at teespring.com/stores/workshop. Any closing thoughts on scientific methods?
Very scientific.
Very.
Yes, and this show is definitely starting to heat up.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's getting cute.
Retroactively, I'm gonna make this 3.5 hot Kelvins. I did like.
What did
this
you
episode.
originally give it?
3.
I
But
thought it was good. Yeah.
in retrospect, salty Captain Janeway, bitch, those aliens, they were not plucked at all. I give it 3.5. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the aliens were shady.
She's like, Captain, please.
Loca, please.
There might be
Shall
some
we?
deformities, and we'll keep fatalities to a minimum, but really now. Yeah,
Honey, that's very similar to the ballroom scene.
that's class. Man, we skimmed over the Trekness of this episode.
We gave it very light Trek, and we
give
just
it-
kikied.
I was just so taken with the camp factor of the alien lesbians and salty ass Captain Janeway.
Yeah.
Yeah, salty mean because she's very rarely mean.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
But
mean to Tuvok.
Right.
Yeah.
Don't you
But
have
Tuvok-
13 department heads reporting to you?
But Tuvok in his own way was like, what did he say? Like at one point he was like, shall I give them 50 lashes as well?
Oh, shall I flog them as well?
Yeah, and it was like, yes, Tuvok, yes.
Yeah. And she's like, why, are you getting the fucking panfar? And I was like, wow.
And he was like, you know what,
Kathy.
we'll give you a couple hours on the holodeck and I'll go have a glass of wine with you because she needed it, honey.
Yeah.
I need a glass of wine just about now. Well, thank you for listening to this installment of Fire Chakotay. I am Mike Diamond.
I am Miss Matinga.
Ooh, and I'm Booby.
Captain, please.